Hello, welcome back to another Fix It Tony. Today I'm going to change the oil in my 1994 Mercedes C280. It has an inline 6-cylinder engine, 2.8 liters, and I'll be using full synthetic oil today according to the manufacturer's specifications. And that's going to basically mean I'll be using Mobil 1 European Car Formula 0W40, and where you got to look for your European Mercedes cars is you got to look on the back here. Mercedes-Benz MB approved 229.3, 229.5. Those are important numbers to look at. Make sure that it's the right compatibility. So I did that. Some videos that I found on the internet, let's go back to that. The oil filter is here. I noticed that in my manual, my service manual that I bought online. The 4-cylinder compressor engine has an oil filter really nicely put in right there. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be so lucky. Where my oil filter is right back in there. So, of course, I couldn't luck out. But that's where I need to get my oil filter. And when I see online the different videos, when they pull that filter cap off and pull up the filter, it just drips like crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some time and I'm going to tuck a lot of blue shop towels in and around the cap down below. I'm going to cover up these hoses, my firewall, all my intake manifolds and my air manifolds. Even though I'm going to have a drip pan as close as possible, there's going to be drippage, so I definitely want to make sure I don't have oil dripping all over the place. I did have the car running for about 15 minutes. So now it's been resting now for 5 minutes or so. So it's going to give me a chance to get my tools together and let the engine cool before I start extracting oil, because I'm sure the oil is quite hot. I don't want to damage my fluid extractor. So that's sort of the lay of the land here, what's going to get accomplished today. I'm going to inspect the gasket underneath this cap. I did buy an extra one a while ago, so I think I'll just replace that with a clean gasket. That O-ring has already been replaced. I did it soon after I took possession of the car. And we'll just kind of go from there. See you in a bit. All right, I'm back, and I have my special tool that fits on the oil filler cap. Bought this online. Just have a long extension and my socket. This is a 3/8. I have a swivel extension because I got to get in there, and there's a wire in the way. Ah, that's a bugger. Oh, man. Oh, that was tough. That was over-torqued. Oh, my goodness. It's coming off. There is some resistance. There's a wire in the way. I'm I'm going to pull the cap off, the wrench out, put it off to the side. I got to pull this up. I feel it. The hose is in the way. It's tight. Dripping like crazy. Shit. Gotta quickly wipe this down. I'm just gonna wipe the inside. Okay, so let's see how that looks. All right, so that's where it is. I gotta cover it up. I don't want to have any debris fall in because that's going right to the engine. So I'm just gonna cover that up. So now the next thing I gotta do, so what's gotta happen here now is I have a man filter replacement. This is what I have, and it's going to contain a made in Germany. These are the best filters to get for these Mercedes. It's a paper, I guess, medium, and I'll be careful to see which side goes up. So I'm going to put that right there. There's supposed to be a replacement gasket, an O-ring. So there's a replacement O-ring. That's going to go under the cap. I'll show you where that goes. Looks like I'm unscrewing this. Okay. It just popped off. I don't see so this is the label, made in Germany, and this white label, which matches that, is the bottom. So it's going in that way. All right. Now, I don't see where the metal washer goes. I'm going to wipe this down. See if I can locate any metal washers in here. I don't think so. It must be to a different car. But what you do have to do is swap out the old O-ring. I'm going to clean the inside of this channel. Just sort of taking the towel, smushing it into the groove. Okay. It's just an O-ring. You can just kind of get it in there, roll it on. That looks good. It looks like there's some grooves in there. Oh, I heard a click. There. I guess that keeps that filter from falling out when I gotta shove it back in the hole, which I'm not gonna do just yet. I want to do the power extractor first. So this is my oil extractor. It's it says EWK, and this one is both manual and pneumatic. So these tubes, there's different sizes. I'll see which one goes in my dipstick tube. This adapter, let's see, it probably goes, let's see, it's got these little clippy thingies. There, yeah, pliers definitely helped. That wasn't in the instructions. Put that over there. This kit also comes with a guy wire. So the way it works is you push the guide wire in here into the tube. All right, it kind of stiffens it, and then I can jam it in. All right, so let's flick this thing around. I gotta touch the bottom of the oil pan. So here's the pump. Put it on a bar stool. It's right by the front of the car. All right, let's try and get this. I gotta get this sucker. Take out the guide wire. It's got some oil. Put that down. And then shove this in here. All right. So now what they say is, got my hose. I'm going to there it is, see it? Working. It's working. Okay, so my compressor was cycling. I had to stop, turn off that valve. I started pumping manually. Oh man, I don't know how long this is gonna take now. But we'll take a look. I'm just gonna keep doing it. Oh my God, I'm at 8 quarts. That's insane, almost 9. I think this car was overfilled. Holy cow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You see that? It's bubbly. Man, I think I sucked it all up. Okay, I disconnected that tube. Bringing this down on the floor, propping it up so oil doesn't drip back out. And then I'm gonna try and catch this thing. This is it's time for me to put back the fuel filter. Okay, it's still connected. That was hard. Jeez, I don't like that. Is my gasket, my O-ring still on? Yeah, I think it's in good shape. So now, I don't know if it's working. So they do say you have to torque this. If I remember correctly, it was at 27 Newton meters. So got my CDI torque wrench, made in USA. I did get this. I did pay for the extra certification for this torque wrench. Is it? Can I show you? Yeah. So I'm gonna, since I have the torque wrench, I might as well. All right. Okay. I just do a, I'm just gonna clean. All right. So what I'm shocked by is that I've got, this is what blew my mind. The oil is up near 10 quarts, 10 liters. That's how much I sucked out of that engine. So I'm shocked because that's no way I would have expected that much oil based on the manual. So I got this book here, okay? So in it, engine oil and filter. So here it says 1994 to 1995 C280 6-cylinder 104 engine, which is I have, 8 quarts, 7.7 liters. So that's an insane amount of oil overfill. All right, so the problem I'm having now is I have a steel filter screen in there that's causing this forever. But do I want to take the chance and have something in there in the container from the factory? I doubt it, so I'm just going to take a little longer. Fill this sucker right. So I'm going to keep filling this up. I won't bore you. I'll come back when I'm done filling it up. Hey, I'm back. I put together a binder on my own, and I get various, I have some software that lets me look for these diagrams, and I can do that. So, you know, when I looked at the exploded diagram to see if I was missing that copper washer anywhere, nowhere in this assembly did it require the copper, so I'm glad it's part of something else. The lid, that oil fill cap, does have a gasket, but like I said, mine's still in good shape, so I'm not changing it this time. And here's where I'm hoping pour in engine oil. I don't think it tells me the number of quarts. Oil filter cover fixing nut, 25 Newton meters. I did 27, 28. Oh, shit. A little bit too much. Filling capacity. Engine with exhaust gas recirculation and side piece on the oil pan without assist, 7 what? Liters. Engine 602.9 without assist. So 6, 6.5, 7. All these different engine lubrications. So I don't know. Engine 104. Here you go. I have a 104 engine. Oil and filter change, 7 liters. Get my dipstick back. So what's supposed to happen? All right, so the way this is supposed to happen, the oil is supposed to be between these metal, in this metal zone. Where this plastic ends and meets the metal is the minimum. This is the maximum. And I think oil was way up here. And it was just all coated. So it was just atrocious. All right. So so I'm going to close the cap. That's on. So let's go through our mental checklist. I removed the filter, put a new filter in, put the new O-ring in, and tighten it down, torqued it, maybe a little too much. Dipstick's back in, that's back in. So I'm going to start the car up now. Got to let the car run. So hopefully oil pressure is building up. It's all got to work in. The oil filter's probably got to get saturated. So I'm hoping this is all going to be just hunky-dory. Let it run for 5 minutes. You don't have to watch this run for 5 minutes. I'm going to pause it. Let's check the oil. Now, when you check oil, they do want the car, they do recommend checking the oil after the car has been running. That's per the Mercedes official service. And they want you to wait 2 to 3 minutes after you turn the car off for the oil to drain back into the oil pan. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wait 2 more minutes and let this oil that's been circulating around the engine get back into the oil pan. All right, it's now 3.5 minutes later. While the camera was paused, I started cleaning up my workspace. So what you gotta do is take out the dipstick and wipe it off. Go in, wait 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and check the oil. It is just, I don't know, you can't tell, but it's just at the minimum. Okay, so 7 quarts is just at the minimum. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another half a quart. So in my eighth, so this is supposed to be 1 quart, 946 mLs. So a half should be at the 500, which is right here. So that's what I'm going to pour down to first. All right, I'm back. Back to do another. Been doing more cleaning up and tidying. All right, dipstick has been wiped clean. Drop it in. Wait 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Drop it out. And now it is, boy, if you can see that spot in the middle, right in between min and max. What I'll do is I'll leave it alone. I'll let the car be driven. I'll drive it around. Well, now it's snowing. I'm not going to take the car out in the snow. But I'll see. I'll drive it around, do a little trip this week, and test it out. But I'm calling this engine oil change now done, and done the right way. So Fix-It-Tony here. First time changing oil in a car, do it right because you follow the instructions and the manufacturer recommendations, and everything will work out just fine.